Hey guys, what's going on? This is Ricardo Romero speaking, and what we're going to be going over today is we're going to be going over the very basics of Microsoft Word 2013. And what we're primarily going to be focusing on is changing the font style, the size of the letters that we're going to be writing into Word, and also how to set up double spacing for the entire page. So the word that I'm going to be using is Word 2013. So normally when you're installing Office, just real quick, it'll also install onto your main screen, which is what we're looking at right now. It's also referred to as the desktop. And typically it'll be right here amongst these little icons. So you can see here we have Word 2013, we have Publisher 2013, PowerPoint, OneNote, but what we're going to be focusing on is Word. So let's get to it. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to double click on the Word 2013 icon right over here. So that is going to consist of two left clicks, right? And that'll start the loading of the application. So we are going to, once we get to this page, select blank document. So we'll have something fresh to work with. All right, and this is what it's going to look like. So if you never used Word before, or if you haven't used it as much, or maybe you're not familiar with the new Office and how it looks like, this might seem a little bit overwhelming, right? And there's a lot of different pieces of information here. So what we need to find is where to change the font and where to change the size of the letters or numbers we're going to be typing in. And also setting up the page to be double spaced all the way through. So what I mean by that, I'm going to just type something real quick just to give you guys an idea. So right now, this is what I'm set up to write in, right? So if I press enter, it'll only single space me down. What that basically means is that I won't be able to go two spaces down automatically, right, from the page by pressing the enter button once. I would have to press it twice in order to do that. So that'll basically make my page not look very neat, it'll look very cluttered, right? Which is fine depending on who you're writing this document for or who the audience is, right? That might be what you want, but we're not going to focus on that right now, right? Most college professors that I've had, or most people that I've worked with in business, whenever I'm writing emails or anything like that, want the page to be double spaced. They want it at Times New Roman, and the normal font size I would say would be about 10 to 12. So let's find out where we can change these different systems, right? So that way we get the page to the liking of the audience. So first things first, we're gonna go right up here. We're gonna move our cursors, our mice, right here to this side. And what I've highlighted is the font changer, right? So this is going to give you a list of all the fonts that are available within Word 2013, which is very vast. There's a huge amount of fonts available to your liking. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna left click on the highlighted area, which is a down icon. And I recently used Times New Roman, right? So I'm just going to select it here. But just in case if you didn't select it, if you wanted to find it really quick, you can just highlight the scroll bar right here and scroll all the way down, right? You see there's like a whole lot of different fonts available. And what you're going to look for is you're going to scroll down to the T's, and Times New Roman is going to be the third option for you to select. The next thing you're going to do is you're going to move your arrow, your cursor or mouse, however you prefer to call it, right next to the down arrow that we just used to get to Times New Roman. And you're going to see numbers next to it. So what that is that's going to be the typography size. So that's going to be the type size. And right now it's set to 11, which is a little bit awkward when you're writing. So we're going to change this to 12, which is the normal standard that I've always used and what was always told to me to use. So now, if I type, what you see on screen looks a little bit bigger and it looks a little bit cleaner to me also. So this right here is what Times New Roman is going to look like. And this is also what the words you write out are going to look like when you size them at 12, right? But we still have one issue. If I click the enter button, right, to move down on the page, it's still only single space, right? So I don't want that. I want to change it. I want to make it where it's double spacing, moving down 2 lines each time I press the enter button. So I get a little bit of a cleaner page, right? That not everything's going to look so cluttered. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to paragraph. And this is going to give me a whole list of options, right? So what I'm going to be looking for is I'm going to be looking for line spacing, which is 3 options down, right, under spacing. And it says line spacing right here. So normally it should automatically be set to multiple. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the down arrow right next to multiple, and I'm going to highlight double, which is the third option. So first is single, next one is 1.5, and the third is double. So we're going to click on that. We're going to click OK. Now when I write, if I click enter, instead of looking like it's only jumping down 1 space, right? I'm going to press enter on my keyboard, and it moves down 2 spaces precisely. So this will allow me to write a little bit more cleaner, right? And I use that terminology very loosely. To me, the page just looks cleaner when I'm using double space. It doesn't look like I'm forcing everything in, right? And it'll be easier for the person to read as well. So let me just finish typing this out. This is for my business writing class. All right, so we were able to learn a couple of things today. We were able to learn how to change the font. We went over how to change the size of the word you're going to be typing out. And we also learned how to change the settings so that way when you're spacing out your paper, it'll be double space. Now, if you guys have any questions or any comments, please make sure just to leave them in the comment section below, and I'll be more than happy to answer them for you. Thank you so much and take care, guys.